The phone rings in the middle of the night. A woman answers. Heavy breathing. Then a voice. I'm going to kill you. 3 days later, he's inside her home. But here's what makes this different. This isn't the first time, it won't be the last. And the man on the other end of that call? He's already gotten away with it dozens of times before. The question investigators will spend 4 decades trying to answer: how do you catch someone who's always one step ahead? Her name was Katie, a school teacher, 28 years old. She lived alone in a quiet Sacramento suburb. That night, she'd gotten home late from a faculty meeting, turned on the porch light, locked the door behind her. She thought she was safe. The attack comes from the hallway. She doesn't see his face. He's wearing a ski mask, flashlight in one hand, a knife in the other. He knows the layout of her house. He's been inside before. What no one realized yet was that he'd been watching her for weeks, learning her routine, memorizing her schedule. He knew when she left for work, when she came home, when she was alone. He ties her hands with shoelaces. He's brought them with him. He whispers in her ear, "If you move, I'll kill you." Then he moves through the house. Methodically, room by room. He takes small things. A ring, $15 from her purse, nothing that screams robbery. And then he's gone. Katie survives. But she'll never feel safe again. Within 6 months, it happens again. And again. Different neighborhoods, different victims. Always the same pattern. The phone calls first, then the break-in. Always at night. Always when they're alone. He brings his own ligatures, he knows the floor plan, he's careful, controlled. By 1977, Sacramento is paralyzed with fear. The police call him the East Area Rapist. He's struck more than 30 times. And they have nothing. No fingerprints, no DNA testing yet, no surveillance cameras. Just terrified survivors and a growing list of unanswered questions. But the most important detail hadn't surfaced yet. June 1978. Southern California. A couple is found dead in their home, shot execution style. At first, it seems unrelated. A burglary gone wrong. But then investigators notice something. The sliding glass door, pried open. Small items missing, shoelaces used as ligatures on the scene. The same signature. He's not just a rapist anymore, he's a killer. Over the next 8 years, he'll murder at least 13 people, attack more than 50, terrorize entire communities. The press gives him a new name, the Golden State Killer. And then, in 1986, he vanishes. No more attacks, no more calls. He just stops. The investigation doesn't stop. Detectives follow thousands of leads. Interview hundreds of suspects. Build psychological profiles. They know he's probably local. Probably has law enforcement or military training. He's meticulous, patient, organized. They think they're getting close. Then the trail goes cold. Years pass. Then decades. The case files gather dust. Witnesses age. Memories fade. By the 2000s, most investigators assume he's either dead or in prison for something else. What seemed insignificant at the time was that the evidence was still there. Stored in evidence rooms across California. Rape kits, blood samples, hair fibers. Waiting. Decades later, a new generation of investigators reopens the case. They have something the original detectives didn't: advanced DNA technology. But here's the problem: the killer's DNA isn't in any criminal database. They've checked multiple times. He's never been arrested, never left a sample. So they try something different. They upload his DNA to a public genealogy website. The kind people use to trace their family trees. It's never been done before in a criminal investigation. And they get a hit. Not an exact match, a distant relative. Someone who shares a small percentage of DNA with the killer. From there, they build a family tree. Backward through generations. Forward through branches. Narrowing it down. Elimination by elimination. Until they find him. His name is Joseph James DeAngelo. He's 72 years old. He lives in a quiet suburb outside Sacramento. The same area where his first attacks occurred. He's a former police officer. He worked in Exeter during some of the early attacks. In Auburn later. He had access to police reports. Crime scene information, investigation strategies. He knew exactly how to avoid getting caught because he understood how they were trying to catch him. But here's what breaks the case wide open. Investigators need a direct DNA sample to confirm it's him. So they wait. They watch his house. And one day, he throws something away. Trash pickup day. A tissue in his garbage can. They collect it, test it. It's a match. April 24, 2018. They move in. Joseph D'Angelo is arrested outside his home. He doesn't resist. Doesn't say a word. In June 2020, he pleads guilty to 13 counts of murder. Admits to dozens more attacks. His sentence to life in prison without the possibility of parole. No dramatic confession, no explanation for why he stopped. Just an old man who thought he'd gotten away with it. The survivors, the ones who spent 40 years looking over their shoulders, jumping at every phone call, afraid to be alone, finally have an answer. Not closure. Nothing can undo what he took from them. But certainty. The man who terrorized California for a decade, who disappeared into the shadows and lived an ordinary life for 30 years after, is behind bars. Because of a tissue in the trash. And the investigators who refused to let a cold case stay cold. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Crimes and Consequences. See you at the next episode.